the purpose of the law. And we already established what law is being referred to in Galatians 3, and you guys have already said both laws, and this is where the quarterly says this, first paragraph says, while both the ceremonial and moral laws were added at Sinai because of transgression, we see by considering the following question that Paul appears to have the moral law primarily in mind. And the question is, to what was it added and why? To what was the law added and why? First, do you all agree that the law was added?
Yes.
Including the Ten Commandments. The Ten Commandments were added. Are you actually trying to tell me there was a time in universal history where the Ten Commandments did not exist? Yes, that's right. Do you know the people level 4 and below will have real issue with you now? They think the Ten Commandments are eternal. Ten Commandments are added. What evidence could you cite that there was a time when the Ten Commandments did not exist? What evidence would you cite?
Creation.
How does creation tell us that the Ten Commandments did not exist?
Prior to the day, prior to the week, how could there be a timing of the Sabbath?
Okay, so the Sabbath is measured by sunset Friday to sunset Saturday, which is this earth in relation to that sun, which didn't exist till day 4 of creation of this planet. So one piece of evidence would be the Sabbath itself. In fact, the Sabbath was not in existence until creation of this planet.
Honor your father and your mother.
Pardon?
Honor your father and your mother.
Okay, honor father and mother. As far as we know, were there any fathers and mothers amongst the angels? How about sins passing down 3 and 4 generations? Do the angels have that problem? That's in the commandment, isn't it? How about thou shalt not commit adultery? Did the angels have that problem? Do you see, these 10 were specifically written for a species in a certain condition at a certain point in history, in time. Okay? They didn't exist in this form. But they asked the question, what about the principles that the Ten Commandments are based upon? Yes, they are eternal. And what are the principles that the Ten Commandments are based upon?
Design.
Pardon?
Design.
Design law, that's right. Design, which are the design principles of love, truth, and freedom. These are the big 3. Love, truth, freedom. These are the design protocols. And all law hangs on love for God and love for your man. Yes, fellow man.
Also the preface, which we often leave out of it, I am your God. You know, that he starts with that.
Mm-hmm. Right. And so do we hear the Ten Commandments as an obeying thing, or what you're saying as a description of what you'll look like? So back in the day, some of you may not know this, when I went to med school in Memphis, they had a hospital that back in the early part of last century was a tuberculosis hospital. And they still have this giant seal on the lobby and the floor from the tuberculosis hospital. And then if you had tuberculosis in the day, they put you in the hospital, quarantined you, because they didn't have a cure and they were separating you from spreading it through the community, right? Now, if they had on the wall, when you leave the hospital, you cannot leave, when you leave, only those who leave, they shall not cough, they shall not spit up blood, they shall not have fever, they shall not have nausea and vomiting, and they have all these thou shalt nots that you will do for those. And if you have all those, you're still quarantined in the hospital. But if you take the remedy and the cure and you get well, then and this is what the commandments are. When you accept my remedy, it's no longer you, sinful, enmity, self-centered, fear-based person. It's me, my son, with a new heart and right spirit that loves God and others more than self. And therefore, you will not have any other gods before me. You will not take my name in vain. You won't make images. You will keep the Sabbath holy. You won't. You will honor your parents. You won't commit murder and all these things. You won't do those things because those are part of the infection. And so this is getting back to why then the law.
The law is like a guideline for the promise.
3, what are the reasons for the law? 3 reasons. 1, a diagnostic instrument, like an MRI. It diagnoses, it reveals what's wrong. We're going to unpack this, but I'll give you the 3 right now. Diagnostic instrument, MRI. Remember, the law is not given for the righteous, but for the wicked. It's not given for... MRIs were not designed for healthy people. Were they? They were designed to find pathology, to find something that's wrong. That's what they're designed for, to diagnose. Does the MRI cure people, though? No. That's like trying to get well with the law. The Ten Commandments have no ability to get people well. They have only the ability to diagnose what's wrong. But there's another reason for the law. Quarantine. Talks about this. Quarantined by the law. A hedge of protection. Hem says, we haven't had a change of heart yet, but we don't commit adultery because the rule says not to do it. I'd like to. I'd really like to, but I won't because the rule says not to. Well, I'm quarantined. I'm protected. I'm protected from getting diseases. I'm protected from having all kinds of social problems. I'm protected from searing and warping my character and conscience further. Okay, lots of protections come from obeying the law, even though my heart isn't changed. Quarantined by the law. Until the remedy comes. And then the third, schoolmaster, to lead us to the one with the remedy. This is the purpose of the law. Diagnose, protect, hedge, while waiting for the remedy, and lead us to the one with the remedy. These are the purposes the law was given. Any other purpose? Is there any other purpose? Maybe I haven't thought of them. Any other purpose? Any other functional application of the written law? I don't want to miss something, but any purpose that plays besides diagnosing, protecting, and leading us to Christ, any other purpose in salvation is not true. There's no legal mechanism for salvation. There is restorative and recreating mechanisms.
If